just days away from the 32nd annual Royal Rumble, where a number of championships are on the line, including the Universal, WWE Heavyweight, and both Women's Championships, just to name a few. Other than the action-packed lineup of matches, we can't forget the pay-per-view signature match, that being the 30-participant over-the-top rope Royal Rumble itself, where 30 men and 30 women compete separately to gain a chance to face a reigning champion on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. As always, before every pay-per-view, we take a look at every match on the card and predict who will be coming out the victor. There are no rumors in this video, but if you're curious as to who is rumored to win the Rumble amongst other matches, be sure to check out our previous video. If you don't agree with our picks, that's fine. Just let us know in the comments down below on yours, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Number 1. Hideo Itami will win the Cruiserweight Championship match. It'll no doubt be the first match to kick off the pay-per-view, but since 205 Live matches have become more and more exciting over the past year, this opening match is guaranteed to hype up the crowd. Buddy Murphy has proved he is one of the best Cruiserweight champions in recent times, not only defeating Mustafa Ali at the Survivor Series, but proving it again by defeating Cedric Alexander at TLC. Looking for a bigger challenge, he asked 205 Live's general manager Drake Maverick for his next opponent. However, Maverick told him he would have to face off against not one, but 3 opponents, which were decided in a series of matches, the winners being former Cruiserweight champion Kalisto, Akira Tozawa, and Hideo Itami. This being a fatal 4-way match where anybody can be pinned to win the championship, it's likely they have booked it this way to protect Murphy, as he could be joining the main roster very soon, but they'll have to get the belt off him in order to do so. But just who could walk out as champion? Our money is on Hideo Itami, as he's done so much to deserve the belt. Plus, despite being an incredible wrestler, he hasn't had many opportunities to win the title. Perhaps WWE could finally pull the trigger and make Hideo champion for the first time. Who knows, his win could even lead to facing Yujiro Kushida, who has just signed with WWE, at WrestleMania, setting the stage for a huge match. Well, as far as 205 Live matches go in the WWE. Number 2. Rusev will retain the United States Championship. Christmas Day turned into Rusev Day, as the Bulgarian Brute managed to defeat Shinsuke Nakamura to become the United States Champion for the 3rd time. But even after the McMahons announced they have now done away with the rematch clause, Nakamura still got another shot at the title, without WWE explaining how and why. But regardless of the rematch, at least WWE are finally showcasing the belt on a pay-per-view, something which they rarely do nowadays, even if it is on the kickoff show. More importantly though, who's walking out of the Royal Rumble as US Champion? While Shinsuke has the advantage of being nimbler in the ring, as power doesn't necessarily equate to an easy win, he is outnumbered, as Lana can provide distractions on the outside to help her man. Our prediction can only see the Royal Rumble being declared Rusev Day, as Rusev has only had a few weeks with the championship, and he's clearly still more over than ever. Number 3. Shane McMahon and The Miz will defeat The Bar for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship. 2018 proved that SmackDown certainly has the better tag team division. With such awesome teams like the Usos, Sanity and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson just to name a few, it's puzzling to think why WWE have paired up Shane McMahon and The Miz and propelled the two as number 1 contenders for the SmackDown tag titles. Hopefully, WWE has something up their sleeve in preparation for WrestleMania, as it's unlikely these two will coexist for a long time. But since this is their 2nd match together, it's likely they will be a cohesive tag team, and in our opinion, quite likely to win the belts. Shane just won the WWE World Cup, so how is this any far-fetched? Number 4. Daniel Bryan will retain the WWE Championship. Ever since Styles released his inner animal by punching Vince McMahon in the face on SmackDown Live, we've seen a more aggressive side to the Phenomenal One. Now, his match with Daniel Bryan is nothing new, as the two have faced off in a number of bouts in 2018. We just wish that WWE could have inserted someone new into the title picture, or could have at least added a stipulation to the match to freshen things up. But it is what it is, and with that said, it should still be an exciting bout. The match is quite hard to predict, as both have such equal footing in WWE at the moment. It's clear that Styles is in WWE's good books and is expected to have a decent push on the road to WrestleMania, but at the same time, they aren't ready to take the belt off Bryan, as his heel character has been exceptional over the past few weeks. It's obvious WWE wants to protect Styles, but at the same time, keep the belt on Bryan. So in order to achieve this, we might see a screwy finish with interference. One possibility could see Randy Orton interfere, that's if he didn't turn face on SmackDown Live, side with Daniel Bryan, leading to a DQ, and planting the seeds for a WrestleMania between him and AJ Styles. Number 5. Ronda Rousey will retain the Raw Women's Championship. It's been close to a year since Rousey officially debuted in the WWE, as this time last year, she appeared at the end of the Women's Royal Rumble match. She's had an impressive showing, defeating and demolishing almost any opponent that comes in her way. But finally, on this week's edition of Raw, Rousey suffered her first defeat, teaming with Natalya to take on her opponent this Sunday and her partner Bayley. Whilst it might indicate that Banks could lock in a win at the Rumble, it's typical rubber match booking. Since Banks got the win here, it's likely Rousey will get the win at the Rumble. It's unfortunately become quite predictable that WWE will not take the belt off Rousey until WrestleMania. Number 6. Asuka will retain the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. This match was one of the first matches to be announced for the Rumble, as it was confirmed during an episode of the main event. Former SmackDown General Manager Paige, however, explained on Twitter sometime just after the McMahons announced they are doing away with all the authority roles on both brands, that the match was unofficial, as Paige had no official authority to make the match, and the graphic was subsequently taken down. But Becky Lynch managed to get another shot at the title, defeating both Charlotte Flair and Carmella on a recent SmackDown Live. Lynch has proved to be one of the most popular superstars in WWE today, with her zero-nonsense fighting attitude and establishing herself to be the man. Despite being the man and the rightful owner to the title, we predict she will lose for reasons we will explain later on. Number 7. Brock Lesnar will retain the Universal Championship. In a shocking turn of events, Braun Strowman was replaced by Finn Balor as the number 1 contender to the Universal Championship on Monday Night Raw last week. The decision was right to replace him, as this is the first time Balor and Lesnar have officially wrestled each other. Balor is the underdog in this match, but as WWE has proved in the past with Daniel Bryan, speed and agility can conquer strength and power in the ring. But in this case, we predict it's highly unlikely that Balor will prevail over the Beast Incarnate in a one-on-one match and win the championship. Brock is most certainly likely to walk in WrestleMania as champion. Number 8. Seth Rollins will win the Men's Royal Rumble. It's one of the most anticipated gimmick matches of the year, as 30 superstars enter the ring at a chance to face their choice of either the reigning Universal Champion or WWE Champion at WrestleMania. So far, out of the 30 superstars, 20 have been confirmed to enter, and in no particular order they are John Cena, who could be removed after suffering a quote-unquote injury, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, Kofi Kingston, Big E, Xavier Woods, Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Elias, Jinder Mahal, Jeff Hardy, Bobby Lashley, we still can't believe they changed his name, Andrade, Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali, Titus O'Neil, Randy Orton, and the number 30 entrant, R-Truth. Now it's hard to come up with a prediction for the winner when we only have 20 out of the 30 superstars confirmed. As far as favorites go, out of the confirmed wrestlers only, we put Seth Rollins at the top, with Drew McIntyre coming in close second to win it. Other than the winner itself, let's also predict who will be the Iron Man of the match, i.e. who will last the longest. Given that the WWE has to air 2 Rumbles in the space of one pay-per-view, the Men's Royal Rumble has been shortened dramatically, so there might not be any chance of any wrestlers hitting the hour mark. This year's Rumble should see an impressive showing by Seth Rollins, who could even enter as number 1, and do a Shawn Michaels, lasting 29 other superstars, and we could see the final 4 being Rollins, McIntyre, Samoa Joe, and Rey Mysterio. As for most eliminations, we got Lashley to cover that one, as apart from Strowman, who has not been confirmed, this year Lashley could be the one to eliminate a whole host of wrestlers. He won't break the record, but it's possible he could reach double digits. Lastly, what a surprise entrance. Who could we see returning? Whilst we probably won't get as many surprises as last year's Rumble, we could see the return of Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, or even at a stretch, the Hulkster. And number 9, Becky Lynch will win the Women's Royal Rumble. Just like last year, the second ever Women's Royal Rumble could go on last as the true main event. Similar to the Men's Rumble, WWE have confirmed 21 participants, and they are Natalya, Bayley, Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Mickie James, Alicia Fox, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Tamina, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, Dana Brooke, Lana, Nia Jax, Nikki Cross, and number 30 entrant Carmella. Now, even though Becky Lynch was initially confirmed but removed due to her title match, we predict she will enter after losing her match against Asuka. It just makes sense that WWE wants to book Lynch to be champion again, but on a much grander scale, winning the Rumble, and then possibly choosing to face Rousey at Mania, the match she should have had at the Survivor Series. But what about the Iron Woman? Last year it was Sasha Banks who drew number 1 and went on to outlast 26 other opponents until finally being eliminated by the Bella Twins. This year, we can see Charlotte Flair lasting a good duration, possibly even breaking Banks' record of over 54 minutes. We can also see a few legends entering the match, including Trish Stratus and Lita, who entered last year's Rumble, and even Alundra Blaze, who made her wrestling return at Evolution. Those were our picks, but who have you got? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.